Hey guys, here with another Sims video. This is actually the third time I've tried to record this because for some reason my audio isn't recording correctly. It keeps cutting out after a few minutes, so I'm just gonna keep checking on it as I go, I guess. Hopefully it'll let me get a few minutes in or so. So I had tweeted a couple days ago about making a video so that you guys could see the Poly Boys here. And so that's what I'm gonna do. I guess our OT4 here consists of Demi, Keith, Hayden, and Nathan. Demi and Keith are my characters. They're from a story I'm working on called Near Sight. And then Hayden and Nathan are from my wife Manders' webcomic that she's been working on. It's called God Killers. So Demi is, I guess, the first one I'm going to talk about because he was the first sim that I made. And I've had a hard time getting him to look how I want him to look. This is pretty close, at least. I've remade him a few different times, but it's good enough. I like to cite Brian Malco as being similar-ish, I guess, to how he looks. The lead singer of Placebo, if you don't know. But it's not quite how he looks. I think it's just the eyes, really, and then like everything from about here up. And he's got that whole androgynous thing going on, which is, you know, pretty hella. So this is Demi. He is about 670 something years old, I think. He was born in the 1300s in Brittany, France. I'm not going to try and say the French name of it. He was born in aristocracy. His dad was a baron or something like that, I think. I don't really remember. I wrote it down a while ago, but it's not super important. He has a twin sister named Serena, and their mother died in childbirth when they were born. So it's just him, his father, his sister, and then, you know, assorted governesses and nannies and stuff like that. So he was kind of pushed into being a politician, even though he didn't really want to be. His father made him go to court and stuff with him when he went, but he was never super into it when he was when he was younger, I guess, when he was human. So a lot of the time when he was younger, he would actually kind of just hang out with friends. Like, he used to get drunk a lot. And eventually he actually started doing a lot of opium, which it was not, I think, really a drug then. I know how it was closer to the 1800s, but yeah, it was kind of like ibuprofen. It was used as a painkiller and like a muscle relaxer kind of thing. So very accessible, very easy to get your hands on, very, very, very addicting. Eventually he kind of fell in with one guy who I haven't named yet for some reason, even though he's pretty important to Demi's backstory. He always had opium on him. He was also an addict. So him and Demi kind of started seeing each other a bit, but it wasn't a very like romantic relationship. They just kind of like hooked up, got high together, that kind of thing. And eventually things kind of went south, and one night when they were both pretty blissed out, he actually ended up biting Demi and almost killed him, but ended up turning him instead. And so after that, I mean, they didn't talk, obviously. Demi was too busy almost dying, and, you know. So he spent a good chunk of time at home, like, during his transformation and stuff, which takes somewhere between, like, a week and then maybe 3 weeks. It depends, I think. I haven't really decided one way or the other either, but we'll just say it depends. But he was essentially on his deathbed. I mean, they didn't know what was wrong, but his whole body was shutting down and kind of reorganizing itself. Things were getting rerouted in ways that weren't supposed to be, you know, possible. So he was on his deathbed, essentially, and his sister was there because, I mean, it's her twin brother. Of course she's going to be there. And eventually when he kind of came out of it, he was very, very thirsty. And he ended up attacking her because she was the first person that, you know, he saw. And, you know, partway through, he realized what he was doing, and, like, she very, very, very nearly died. But he ended up changing her instead because he couldn't live with the guilt of actually killing her. So they both, I'm not sure which one did it, but they ended up changing their dad too because he wanted in on that, and it ended up being like a family bonding experience. And my vampires follow like Anne Rice rules, where you drain somebody almost to the point of death and then let them drink your blood, and that turns them into a vampire. But the vampire and the werewolf virus, it behaves like a virus. It is transmitted by blood, so it's similar to HIV. Once you have one, you can't get the other. You can't get most diseases because it takes prevalence over pretty much everything. So yep, that's how that works. After that, he got more serious. He stopped messing around so much. But like, he still does drugs every once in a while because I mean, he can't drink. If he wants to do anything, he basically has to shoot up, which is unpleasant, but it is what it is. I can show you. This is his vampire form. So when he goes hunting, he usually goes to like clubs and stuff, places where people are pretty tightly packed, and it wouldn't raise suspicion if he was all up on them, like sucking on their necks and stuff, you know. So I tried to dress him in something clubby, I guess. A lot of the clothes that I have in here are just the basic clothes that you get with different expansion packs or with the base game. So it's the one area I haven't modded to death, I guess. So he got this. I wanted a tank top like that, but it came with a like sports bra thing, which isn't ideal, but it is what it is. Oh, I do enjoy his, I don't know, just all of this. It's all pretty good, especially those ears, like, yeah. So his fangs on here are pretty close. He has them on the top and bottom, but the top has 2 for maximum carnage. He is pretty against actually killing people at this point. He's kind of evolved into this mindset of like, if you kill them, it leaves a body trail, and that's, you know, messy and not worth dealing with. And he's a pretty straight-laced guy, just in personality too, so he really doesn't like mess. He's pretty obsessive. He doesn't have OCD, but he pretty much, I would say, has obsessive compulsive personality disorder, which is not the same thing, but yeah, he likes things done a certain way. He's also 6'3". I had a height slider on here, but it doesn't work anywhere for some reason. I think it conflicted with an update that Sims did, so yeah, I downloaded one earlier, but I haven't figured out how to use it yet. We'll get to that, I guess. So that's Demi. Hope you guys like him. Some people like him a little too much. And then this is Keith. Keith is Demi's boyfriend. It's not super spoilery because, I mean, towards, I think, like the end of the first chapter of Near Sight, it's pretty apparent, I think, that they're gonna be endgame. It's just, yeah. So Keith is a werewolf. I made these two when I was like 12, so don't judge me too harshly. This is what he looks like. He just kind of looks like a dude. He's pretty cute, I think. He has freckles canonically like everywhere. His hair doesn't really look like this in ever, I think, really. He has like a coif, but it's later on when Serena gets her hands on his hair. It's pretty messy in the beginning, but he was born in 1952. Sorry, I've done this like 3 times now, so I have to remember what I've said and what I haven't. Born in 1952, so he's 64 now. He was changed when he was 19. He went to a party when he was just graduated high school, or I guess the year after he graduated high school, with a bunch of neighborhood teenagers, people. And he was they were at a kegger out in the woods, and he had kind of wandered away from the pack, so to speak, to take a leak and got attacked. So he actually, well, it's not on his sim, I don't know why I went to show you, but he has some bite marks and claw marks on his back and on his shoulders and arms here. That never really fully healed, even though his healing is exceptional. That's one of the key differences between these two. Like, Dummy heals very, very, very slowly, and then Keith heals very, very quickly. So anything that happens to Dummy, if he gets cut, if he gets hurt, it can take weeks to heal. For Keith, it takes minutes, or not minutes, days maybe, very, very quickly. Depending on how bad it is. Not as fast as Nathan here, but yeah. So Keith is a pretty well, no, he's not straight-laced. Keith is a pretty laid-back guy, that's what I was trying to say. And he has a brother named Tanner, who actually was at the party as well. So, he got turned 2, along with a few other people there, and Keith's ex-girlfriend Jan, who is not so important in the story, but she makes appearances. Tanner doesn't really show up until about the very end. Yeah, he's not as close with his brother as Demi is with Serena, but they get along okay. Keith was pretty active in high school. He did some sports, not anything super seriously, but he just liked to just stay active. I think he liked, he did runs now, but that's about it. He was also kind of a stoner though, so he just kind of bummed around when he wasn't doing that. Yeah. He's still kind of a stoner though, like, let's be real. So yeah, that's him. He's a pretty happy, chill dude. With the exception of, sometimes he has a PTSD due to a few things that happen during the story. I'm not gonna go super into spoilers, but the kid gets fucked up. Hope you're ready for that. It's pretty exciting. Yeah, he has nightmares every once in a while, and it's not pretty. He doesn't like being, like, snuck up on at all, which is kind of difficult to do to begin with because his hearing is pretty good. But yeah, you can't sneak up on him, can't do well, I don't want to say can't do anything from behind. That's not true, but that's different. Yeah, he likes to write trashy romance novels. I guess that's his profession. He is a part-time romance novel writer, and a lot of the ideas he just kind of bounces off all these guys. Hayden humors him the most, so a lot of them are his idea, but That's kind of what he does. Other than that, he kind of just freeloads because he doesn't have any like super ambitious goals or anything with his life. He's just kind of there for the ride, which is essentially how he gets into a lot of crap and why the book takes place at all. Because if he didn't, he would just go home and it would be him dealing with a messy breakup, and that's it. Oh, I don't remember if I actually said, but Dummy actually is a doctor. He is nerdy. He's a Ravenclaw, and he likes to know things. So he studies a lot of like different fae and creatures and stuff. If I already said that, I'm sorry. I forget what I already said. Yeah, this is Keith. He has attachment issues. Commitment? He has commitment issues. He is afraid of commitment, which is funny because, you know, he has 3 boyfriends. So next is Hayden. The one way that Manders usually describes Hayden's personality is just very gay. So it's pretty true though. Hayden is canonically the tallest. He's 6'9". Dummy is 6'3". Keith is 5'11". 5'11", yeah. Keeping this shit straight. Hayden likes to wear a lot of patterns, a lot of colors. I did what I could. It's not the best I could do, but that's just, I guess, gonna be life. I can probably mess with it while I'm talking. But Hayden also wears some girls' clothes. Oh no, these are better. Oh no, I didn't see these before. Oh no, oh no. Yeah, that's better. So, Hayden, he is a very fun guy. Oh god, this is terrible. Oh no. Oh jeez. Hayden was, I don't remember when Hayden was born. He's in his 40s now. He was a teenager in the 80s. And he, yeah, he's the youngest of the group, but he is, oh no, yes, that's it, I found it. Oh no, but this one's really good too. Just kidding, this video just became Hayden dress up time. He has a titty window shirt. Good. Oh no, it's really good. Okay. I'm sorry. This just got derailed real fast. Oh boy. Okay, so Hayden is a god killer by proxy, kind of, and for people that don't know, and I don't know who's gonna be watching this, but god killers are essentially like alien mutants. It's very good. They have been mutated due to some alien radiation and stuff. I say and stuff like that really explains anything, but whatever. Oh no, that's really good too. He essentially can't die now, due to some things that happen. I don't want to spoil anything for people, especially not this, but he becomes immortal, so he's stuck at 18. Originally, he was stuck at 17, but I made a joke at Manders, and she got really mad. So now he's 18. How long have you been 17, though, Hayden? How long? So yeah, this is Hayden. He is Keith's best boyfriend. Best friend first, boyfriend second. And they have 2 Kune pigs. Keith's is named Pork Chop because he's ironic and gross. And then Hayden's is Muffin Top because muffins are his literal favorite food ever. He's also lazy and outgoing, sure. I made him a foodie, I think. Yeah, I did. Hayden's lazy. He's a receptionist at one of Amanda's other characters' place. So he has an actual job, unlike this freeloader here, but personality-wise, he's a lot lazier. He doesn't like to do things, physical activity and stuff. But yeah, so this is Hayden. This incarnation of him doesn't look anything like how he looks in the comic currently, though. So don't get confused if like you start reading it and you're like, who's this guy? Yeah, this is Hayden post literally everything. They're all post everything, I think. I think Nathan's the only one that doesn't really change. And Demi doesn't really change either. He's the same mostly. Okay, so this is Nathan. Nathan is 170-ish. Before I said 200, but that was wrong, as I was reminded literally as soon as I stopped recording. Nathan grew up in the South, and he fought in the Civil War, which is how he found out that he is immortal. He is a pretty dang powerful god killer, and his power is that he just can't die. He can't do it. He's tried, but it just doesn't work. He can regrow limbs. He can come back from being shot in the head. He, hasn't found a way to die yet, but I like to think that recently he hasn't tried because of the boys, but, you know, things happen. But yeah, so this is Nathan. He is the shortest of the 4 at 5'8". Sure. 5'8", 5'9", somewhere in there. He is the second oldest, but he definitely kind of a gloomy guy, especially if you don't know him. He needs a lot of cuddles, like, all the time, even though he's gonna grumble about it and pretend like he doesn't. For some reason they're all like super narrow-hipped, and I don't know why. Yeah, Nathan heals very, 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 very quickly. He heals pretty quickly. Nathan is just extreme. I think Hayden's the only one with like a normal metabolism, normal healing rate and stuff. He might be slightly accelerated, but not anywhere near what these guys are. So yeah, Nathan is a musician. He is in a metal band with one of my other characters who's not in this group. But it's pretty sick. So he tours a lot, but then he comes home and he gets to be with his boys, which is exciting for me. So yeah, the way that their relationship works is a little different. Demi says it's complicated. He doesn't like to explain it to people because he doesn't think it's literally anybody's business at all. But essentially, these two got together, and these two got together, and then these two got together. So it was like Keith and Demi, Hayden and Nathan, but then Keith and Hayden are like, you know, best boyfriends, and they love each other. And then a while ago, well, not a while ago, like a few weeks ago, I decided that they should all be together, so that's a thing. I managed to convince Manders that they should all just live in a house and be together, because like, while these two were, you know, they're very involved, like they're very, very involved too. And then Demi and Nathan are, Keith and Nathan not so much. I mean, they fool around, and they're like, you know, good friends and all. And I think that they refer to each other as their boyfriends, but they're not like as, you know, deep in it as they are with the other two. They're along for the ride. They're good. they're pretty content with where they are, I think. So yeah, if you have any other questions though, you can ask and I'll try to come up with good answers. Yeah, that I can't think of anything else to say, so I think I'm just gonna call it there. I hope you like all these boys, especially this one. Like, look at him. Look at him. He's beautiful. Ugh. Well, yep, I'll just leave you with this face. You guys all have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.